Once your root chakra and the magnetic core of the earth connect magnetically, then your breath gets into the rhythm of the earth, and you don't need to think about it. It moves with the earth. Feel the union between the two grow until the aura of their union becomes so powerful that there's no separation. It's one aura. And it begins to pulsate. A light from the center of the earth, illuminating the root. And the arising emotion of joy. Feel it. That pulsating joy awakens your second center and the rich feelings of love. And the union of those three awakens the belly area and the grounding feeling of power. And that is your base. And out of that arises in the heart the frequency of inspiration. And above it in the throat, the frequency of truth. And above it, in the center of the head, the frequency of awareness. And arising out of the crown and connecting in a beam of light all the way from the magnetic core of the earth, through the center of the body, out the crown, top of the head, which is open, right through the galactic center. The experience of consciousness itself. Enjoy how your breath is no longer yours, and it's no longer necessary to think about breathing. How there is a pulsation of energy exchange all the way through and all around. This is what yogis call the breath inside the breath. There's always air moving in the lungs with different elements that are needed for life. And yet, in this union, there is the pulsation of life, the breath inside the breath. The poet says, "Student, tell me, what is God?" She is the breath inside the breath. The deeper into this union we go, the more the body is dissolved into its spatial element. Pleasure and pain have dissolved into their union of pure feeling. Light and dark have dissolved into their union as pure sight, or the clear condition of space. All sounds have dissolved into one sound, the sound of space singing, the unstruck note, sound of silence. All tastes have dissolved into one taste, a sweet nectar. It's dripping down the throat from the center of the head and making the belly warm and glowing. Notice these things. All smells have become clear and cool. And fresh. Now I want to bring you slowly out of this and see if you can contain it while coming into the world that is experiencing through the limited windows of the five senses of the physical form. Can you do it? Can you look around the room and allow yourself to hear sounds and see sights, taste whatever is tasting in your mouth, smell whatever is smelling in your nose, hearing all the sounds, and stay in the unity of these things. Stay in the bliss, which is a light in the body, uniting of the frequency of the core of the earth with the root, the deep, rich feelings of love in the second center, the power of your being grounded in a human body in the world, the arising force of inspiration, the frequency of truth, or knowing what you are, the wind of awareness, the connecting through the entire creation, through the galactic center, through the crown. All in their natural, undifferentiated state of union while experiencing themselves through the small portals of your human form. So the 99% of you is now organized properly into the being that you are, and the 1% is this little movie that you're watching from the vastness of your being. I encourage all of you to work with this, because these are the techniques that you can apply to maintain the pure state, the empowered state of what you really are. And I think that's what I wanted to present. I wanted to present how to experience oneself. Because usually, if you in the way people in the upside down world we live in, this vast being is crammed into this 1%. And there's nothing but confusion and suffering, and everything is so diminished that it all seems like death. So this is a reorientation into the wholeness of you. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to do? I feel complete. Well, I'm sharing myself. I'm sharing myself, and I'm no different than you. So I know that when I share myself, everything that I am sharing is you. I don't have special parts. We all have the same parts, and we're just turning them on. All right. What are y'all going to do now? Practice this in your silence. By the end of the retreat, you'll be acing it. You'll be able to do this all the time and still do ordinary stuff. And then when you drive home or ride home in a car, you'll be able to do this all the time, connect this way all the time. It's very specific and in steps. It's easy to remember. You just practice it, and by the time you go home, you'll be able to be this way all the time. No more pain, no more confusion, nothing.